this summer, Liam and I went up to Algonquin Park, and during our trip we recorded a bunch of footage with our GoPro. And a little known fact about the GoPro, when you're using an external mic and you want to use the quick on feature, none of the audio is captured. So about 95% of the footage that we have has absolutely zero sound to it. So here we are at the Portage store at Canoe Lake. We've rented a 17-foot Kevlar canoe, weighs about 46 pounds. Highly recommend the lightest canoe possible when you're doing portages, especially when you haven't done it for like 20 years and you're old. Alright, so first portage is almost complete. This is the second trip on the 295 with just some of the bags. And it's a nice and short one. Really good. Beautiful day, but the bugs are nasty. So this portage trip, it's kind of like the Tom Thompson loop, I guess you can call it, but we're doing it the reverse way. So we started out in Canoe Lake, and then we go up through Joe Lake, then into Little Joe, Baby Joe, and then into Burnt Island. So the first portage from Canoe Lake to Joe Lake was 250 meters. The second portage was 120 meters. The third portage from, it's almost like a little river system, was 430 meters up into Baby Joe. And then from there, just another small portage of 200 meters, which brought us into Burnt Island Lake. And this is where we spent our first night. Alright, so we have found our first campsite. Although it be a bit shady and a little bit buggy, it will probably have a really nice sunrise in the morning. So now we'll have to set up camp and get some steak on. Yeah.
we just finished a 680 meter portage, which was up a lot of terrain that was pretty killer. So we calculated, because we had to do 3 trips, what was it? Just over 2 kilometers that we hiked with all this gear. So this is the second largest portage of the day. This is from Baby Lake to Baby Joe to J Lake or something like that. And this one's 495 meters. So we'll have to do again 2 trips of this. So it'll be, basically another 1.5 kilometers that we're doing here. So good, exciting fun for the day. Talk to you soon. Alright, so while I check the time, because I never thought to check that, I will show you guys where we have landed. This is our spot for night number 2 on Sunbeam Lake, and there is the portage that we'll be taking tomorrow morning, just down there. We had a lot of headwind, but it wasn't that far of a canoe, maybe about 2 kilometers from the portage up to this island, which is what we were actually hoping for, is to get this island. And during getting the island, I slipped off a rock and got a soaker. Liam is currently searching the island for a place for a privy, and as always, you find the better launch spots afterwards. That looks like it's a much better launch spot than where we just came in, where I slipped off the rock and got a soaker. So anyway, I can hear his bell jangling somewhere. This is our campfire. This is a pretty cool spot. Pretty excited for this spot. And we got almost a full day to enjoy it. I think my phone's probably started by now. So it's 1:28 now. So we've been going at it since I think about 10:30 or 10:45 today. And yeah, this is really cool. Really excited for this. So now I've got to scrounge around and try and find some wood, get a fire going so I can dry out my shoes and my socks, and we go on barefoot and hanging on this island. It's pretty cool. So hopefully later on this afternoon we can do a bit of fishing. They were calling for thunderstorms, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but we're going to prepare for it anyway. So. So here, after our first portage of 670 meters from Sunbeam Lake, we are at Astor Pond.
and it is not a pond. It is literally a swamp. So I think what happened the night before is the dam let go and everything basically just washed out. So we had to push our canoe through the swamp. It's about 5 feet deep of mud over top of stumps and everything else, and it was pretty much the only way that we had to go. So for a approximately 438, it looks like 438 meters of pond, it took almost 2 hours to get across and just completely knocked us out. Yeah, then after that, we only had a 275 meter portage to the next lake.
Okay, we made it about 50 meters. Epic fail, because now we have to climb a mini mountain. And that was way too awkward. So we'll just try carrying everything all at once and just kill ourselves. All right, here we go. Alright, so we have now just made it clear of the mosquito and fly, deer fly, horse fly, every fly that wants to chew on you heaven. That was back at the swamp and Bartlett Lake, which is back there through that little river system there. Not really, stream system, whatever. And this is Tom Thompson Lake. So that's pretty much Tom Thompson all along there, and it's beyond that island, but out there. We're going to be tucking in and just behind this point, and we're going to be going very quickly into, where is it? Little Doe, and then we're heading from Little Doe into Fawn Lake and then into Teepee area. So you won't be able to see. I'm not going to show you. Maybe I'll cut to a picture of a map and show it on a map, because this is pointless. So anyway, other than the bugs, you having a good time, Liam?
Yep.
Moi aussi. Okay, time to fight wind. It's either bugs or wind. I'd rather fight wind. Ciao.
All right, so our morning, the final morning, we woke up at Teepee Lake. You can see in the back, just back there, that's where the kids' camp is, and it is loud. Loud. Like 7 o'clock in the morning, pounding away. So if you're looking for peaceful sleep, don't stay on Teepee Lake. Anyway, so we head back down into I guess, a portion of Joe Lake, and that's where we touched base at the first portage that we ended up taking. But it was a really peaceful morning. As you can see, the lake is like glass. Really no one out and about. Really, really peaceful. So here we are at the first portage that we had on the first day, and we're heading back into Canoe Lake. It's about a 260 meter portage, and of course now we're back where we rented the canoe from. So another added bonus was that we brought this canoe back before 9 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get charged the extra day, so we saved a little bit of money. So here I am explaining how great the trip was, and how I wished we had sound. So thanks, guys. Catch you next time.